stretch your left leg back. The leg fully stretched, and your toes pointing straight at the back there. Alright, thank you. What we're trying to do this morning is to exercise the muscles at the hamstring here, the muscle at the calf, and the muscles that we have at the gluten here, the muscle at the buttock here. So that we're trying to convert all the fat there into muscles. So that's what we're going to do this morning. Thank you out there, everyone's at home. We want you to join us as we're going to do it. Please get your mats and make sure you make yourself ready to straight on your mat. This exercise as well will affect the lower part of the tummy here. And we want you to have good body and sound mind. We want you to get rid of the fats you carry all about all this one. Okay, you drop your leg. Drop your leg, drop it. Okay, your right leg back now. You can see the leg fully stretched at the back, knee locked, and the toes pointing straight back. Okay, you bring it back. Alright, you change to the other leg. You can see the leg fully stretched, fully stretched. If you are not feeling it at the hamstring here, you are not doing it. If you are not feeling it at the calf here, you are not doing it. And as well, you have to feel it at the lower back, at the lower part of the abdomen there, the lower down there, you must feel it there. Okay, now you bring it down. So now we are getting straight 10 from the left leg, straight 10. Alright, your 10 there. 1, fully straight, thank you, back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright, thank you very much. Okay, from the other leg now, another 10. Please, I want you to stretch your leg very well at the back. You feel it at the hamstring. You are feeling it at the thighs as well. You feel it at the calf, and the toes pointing straight. You can see his toes pointing straight at the back. Okay, you bring it down. Alright, back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me just correct the mistake from these activities there. By the time he takes his leg out, he's bringing the knees back to the floor. Down, 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 down. Just bring it down, down, down. The knees on the floor, back. The knees on the floor. So this time around, when you take it out, you are not bringing the knees back to the floor. The knee halfway without getting to the floor. You hang it there and you bring it back. Okay, let me have that now. 1, thank you. 2, your leg fully stretched at the back, fully stretched. Thank you. 3, okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, thank you very much. Okay, from there we change to the other leg. You can see how you stretch it out. We are getting rid of the fat at the gluten here, the fat at the buttock, the fat at the thighs, the fat at the hamstring, the fat at the calf, and the fat in the lower in our legs. So that's what we are trying to do this morning. Okay, are you counting? How many now? 5, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, thank you very much. How was that?
Fine.
Are you feeling it at all?
Yes.
Are you feeling it at the top, at the half, yeah? Yes. Okay, you should feel it. If you're doing it very well, I know you got to feel it very well. This time around, same exercise, but a little bit modification to it. Same exercise, I call it, but a little bit modification to it. Now we are going to stretch your left leg back. Now you stretch your right hand. Fully stretch at the back. You look up. All right. How was that? Please, I want you to try that as well at home. Get on your mat, your knees on the floor, 2 palms there. Stretch your right leg and the left hand out there. Okay, I'm counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, thank you very much. Now you change. Fully out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Thank you very much. You can see the leg pointing straight and the hand wall fully stretched at the front there. Okay, we got it one more time. Out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, from the other side, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank you very much. Now with this, you are also getting the balance fitness as well. That's another component in fitness, your balance. Many cannot even get it. When you stretch it out this way, they tend to be shaking. No, that's not good for you and me. You stretch it out, get your balance. You have to maintain your balance. You can see my legs pointing straight and the hands out there. So my dear brother, this time around we're going to alternate the hands and the legs together. You get it this way. One, you change, two, like that. Okay, let's go. One, you can see the balance. All right, you start it all over again. Okay, get your balance. Two, thank you. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Go. That's it. That's it. You can get as many 10. This is another 10 now. We've gotten like 3 10s now. Now make it 30, and we're going to 60 this time around. Now I told you we have to step it all a little bit. We can't continue to be getting 10, 10, 5, 5 at the same time again. No. We are stepping up. We are getting improved fitness, so we need to step up the exercise as well. Okay, now we've got it 30 from the 60. Now we are looking for the last 30. Yeah, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. So that makes it 40. I told you we are looking for 60. Okay. The next 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. 50. Okay. The last 10. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. All right, that's good. So you can see now we've gotten 60 abdominal walk. Okay, all right, stand up. Stand up. Thank you very much. How was that? Where are you feeling it? Just let them know. Where are you feeling it?
The lower back.
The lower back.
This side.
Okay, the lower abdominal.
Yeah.
Okay. Your bicep and tricep there. Where again? You're not feeling it there?
I can feel it there.
That's what I want you to know. Thank you very much. It's good for you. All right. Viewers at home, I want you to repeat this as many as you can. You don't force yourself. When you're tired, you pause. You breathe in from the nose, out from your mouth. And then you rest like 20-30 seconds. It's okay for you, and make sure you get back to it. Please. And if you're feeling uncomfortable with it, you have to stop for today. You have to stop for today. Please. Tomorrow is another day. You can join us in doing the exercise. All right, from here, let me lead this. You can see still on the floor walk today. Okay? All right. I want to know if you can get to do this. All right, I'm up. You can see. All right, you can get your mat. Get the mat there. You can only use that floor. Don't get your mat. You know what I'm waiting for you. You can get your mat as well. Or if you have a small mattress that you can use it as well. Just make sure you make yourself comfortable and you're putting on nice sports clothing. Your canvas and your shirt or your short like this. So that will make you more comfortable. All right, up. So when you come up, you bring your knees to the elbow there. Back. You change it up. Thank you. Now we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How was that? Good. It's good for you and me. Okay. My friend, my daddy, my uncle, my sister, my brother at home, I tell you, good health doesn't just come to you. Good body doesn't just come to you. You have to encourage yourself, you motivate yourself, you keep on joining Keep Fit program every morning, and I bet it we are going to get better body and sound mind as well. Okay, thank you. Are you counting there? Yes. Okay. Nice, counting. Okay, from there we're moving to this. You come up, you bring the two legs to yourself. 1, like 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 of another different kind of floor routine. Okay, all right, before we go today, let me just give you this. All right, the 2 legs up. So now we're bringing the fingers to the toes there. All right, 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, let's keep it. It's good for me and you. Thank you for joining us. Join us tomorrow on same program, same time, and on same TV. Thank you very much. We love you.
It's expedient for every man to be informed, educated, and enlightened about happenings all around, both local and international, in order to stay relevant. This is what you get on OSBC AM Cafe, your early morning television inspiration. There is time for motivation, keeping your body fit through exercise. Guest segment where we discuss trending issues in the polity with our analysts from different fields of life. All this will be showing on your TV Monday to Friday between 7 a.m. and 8:15 a.m. OSBC TV AM Coffee. Start your day fresh.
Good day, friends. My name is Olasode Oladapo, and I am both excited and humbled to bring you these magical moments of inspiration. We've been having a beautiful time since the beginning of this journey, and I trust that by now you are a step closer to your greatness than when we began. Our focus today is treasures and their role in your greatness. Treasures are important because of their function and their value. They may be information, material possession, and immaterial possession. Our relationships with treasures can further aid our journey to greatness or cut it short. This leads me to an all-important question I want you to think about before you answer. What do you treasure? This question is important because your greatness is largely determined by the answer to that question. I ask again, what do you treasure? How does your treasure determine your greatness, you may ask me? Allow me to explain. It's because your treasure, what you treasure, determines your values and influences your actions. Let me say that again. What you treasure tells me what your values are and influences your actions. And your values and your actions ultimately determine your greatness. Treasure also determines how you utilize your resources. I know what you treasure by what you spend time on, by what you spend money on, and by the relationships you grow. The things you spend time and money on, they are like seeds that you water. They would eventually become a big fruit. So I know your treasure by what you spend your time on and by what you spend your money on and your resources. Treasure also produces fulfillment. And believe me, if there is no fulfillment in your journey, you most likely will not end up at greatness. So you see why the question, what do you treasure, is important, and why this week you need to answer the question, what do you treasure, before you move forward. Having said that much, it's important to note that there are treasures that produce greatness and there are treasures that hinder greatness. It means that there are things you treasure that will produce greatness in you, that will further aid your journey to greatness. And there are also things you treasure that will slow down your journey to greatness. Many people are not great today, not because they don't have potential, not because they don't have capacity, not because they don't have, but because they treasure the wrong things. And their journey to greatness is terribly slowed down. Therefore, it's important to do personal introspection, to look inwards, so as to, one, determine your treasure. An understanding of what you treasure is an important factor on your journey to greatness. It will be terrible to treasure the things that hinder your greatness and not be aware of it. It's important to also examine your treasures. Having found out what I treasure, important to say, okay, what do I treasure? You write it down. Then having found out what you treasure, it's important to ask yourself this question. Does my treasure move me forward on my journey to greatness? It's also important to ask this question: what do great people treasure? What do great people treasure? That's question. What impact does my treasure have on my life, my purpose, and my journey to greatness? When you answer these questions sincerely and honestly, it will reveal to you the areas of life where you need to consciously reorder your treasure. You see, most times when we examine our treasures, we discover a need to reorder them. This means we discover a need to discard some of our present treasures and adopt new ones. I want to acknowledge that this is a tough process that forces you to deal with emotional and psychological issues. However, to refuse to examine your treasures is to make permanent in your life a situation that is meant to be temporary. Are you willing to risk your greatness for temporary comfort? If your answer is no, may I suggest that you approach the issue with a lot of prayers if you believe in God, with a lot of reading and multiple consultations. In conclusion, I need you to know that external forces always seek to reorder your treasure, and this can occur so subtly that it goes unnoticed until it is done. Hence, the need to guard your heart with all diligence. Thank you so much for your time. I know you have been blessed by this time, and I want to believe that I will see you next week when we take the journey a step further. Thank you.
that aloe vera is one of the oldest mentioned plants on record. Due to its medicinal properties and health benefits, ancient Chinese and Egyptians used aloe vera to treat burns, wounds, and reduce fever. Legend reports that Alexander the Great, upon the advice of Aristotle, conquered the island of Socotra. off the coast of Africa to secure supplies of aloe vera in order to treat wounded soldiers. Cleopatra used aloe vera in her daily skin treatment. In 1944, the Japanese, who were exposed to a bomb, applied aloe vera to their wounds and report faster healing and less scarring. Aloe vera is grown commercially for health and moisturizing benefits found inside its leaves. The aloe vera plant is one of the most studied plants in the natural products category. An adult aloe vera plant reaches maturity at 3 to 4 years and can reach a height of 30 inches with up to 21 leaves. Aloe vera contains over 200 biologically active, natural occurring constituents including polysaccharides, vitamins, enzymes, amino acids, and minerals that promote nutrient absorption, digestive health, a healthy immune system, and a reduction of nitrates. Common health benefits of aloe vera: support healthy digestion, moisturize and hydrate skin, support a healthy immune system, reduce harmful toxins, increase absorption of nutrients, enhance antioxidant support, balance stomach acidity naturally, and joint discomfort. The species was first discovered by Carl Linnaeus in 1753 as Aloparthorite valvera. It was described again in 1768 by Nicholas Boehmer as aloe vera inviflora India on 6th April and by Philip Miller as Aloe barbadensis. Aloe vera is a succulent plant species of genus Aloe. Aloe vera is from the kingdom Plantae. There are two types of aloe vera leaf: gel and leaf juice. The gel is what most people are familiar with. It is the odorless and clear liquid at the innermost part of the leaf. Aloe latex or juice sips from the leaf when cut. It has a bitter taste. Aloe vera can be grown indoors, just about anywhere. Aloe vera can be found thriving in various regions of the world: Southwest US, Southern East Asia, Mexico, and Central America. Aloe vera includes several necessary vitamins: vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin B1, vitamin B2, vitamin B3, vitamin B6, and vitamin B12. Vitamin A, C, and E are antioxidants and help burn off free radicals, which can contribute to cancer, heart disease, and other illness. Aloe vera is widely used today in food. It is approved by FDA as flowering, cosmetic, food supplements, herbal remedies, and so on. The earliest record of woman use for aloe vera comes from papyrus, an Egyptian medical record from the 16th century BC. According to a study published in the India Journal of Dermatology, in ancient Egypt, they call aloe vera that plant of immortality. The author added that the plant has been used therapeutically for many centuries in China, Japan, India, Greece, Egypt, Mexico, and so on. The medicinal claims made about aloe vera is with many herbs and plants are endless. Some are backed by rigorous scientific studies. Teeth and gum. Aloe vera in tooth gel is as effective as toothpaste in fighting cavities. The gel is just as good and in some cases even better than the commercial toothpaste at controlling cavity, causing oral bacteria. actively heal and reduce pain through natural anti-inflammatory effects. Constipation. German Regulatory Agency for Herbs, Commission E, approved the use of aloe vera for the treatment of constipation. Dosages of 50 to 200 milligrams of aloe latex are commonly taken in liquid. Diabetes, including foot ulcer. The gel formed with carbon 974% and aloe vera promotes significant wound healing and closure in diabetes compared with the commercial product, and provide a promising product to be used in diabetes, including foot ulcer. Antioxidants and possible antimicrobial properties, especially the leaf skin extract. Aloe vera extracts from leaf skin and flower can be considered as good natural antioxidant source. Protection from skin damage after radiation therapy. A study carried out at the University of Naples, Italy, tested 5 different topical creams to see how effective they might be in protecting the skin of breast cancer patients receiving radiation therapy. One of these creams contained aloe. Depression, learning and memory. Aloe vera enhances learning and memory and also alleviates depression. Wound from second-degree burns. A team of plastic surgeons compared aloe vera gel to 1% silver cream for the treatment of second-degree burns. Burns wounds among the patients treated with aloe vera healed significantly quicker. Vera contains approximately 98.5% water, while the mucilage or gel of about 99.5% water. The remaining 0.5 to 1% solid materials contain of a range of compounds include water-soluble and fat-soluble, vitamins, minerals, enzymes, polysaccharides, and organic acid. Aloe vera grows in full sun or part shade. It is very drought tolerant and will tolerate cold. It's hardly to 2 degrees centigrade. It grows naturally in hot, humid climates and high rainfall. In wet drained soils with high organic matter, it does best with an annual rainfall of 500 millimeters or more.
morning, viewers out there. You're welcome to our program this morning. Today is Wednesday, and gradually the month is running to an end. Nigeria is making moves here and there to make things work for the betterment of the people living in the country. One of such is the preparation for the general elections. February 2023 is a date when we'll be having the general elections, and we must be preparing. And thank God the chairman of the commission in charge of our electoral activities promised that we had a very good election in Ekiti, and he described Osun as better. And he has promised that we're going to have the best elections come 2023. As we are planning this, in national development, we need to plan it along the population of our country. How many youths do we have? What's the total population of the children? The aged, male, female, and so on and so forth. So, in preparation for another national census, that is what we'll be looking at on this program today. How can we, as a nation, harness the population of our country for our national development? And today, to answer my question, I have in the studio father, a friend of the house, is a bishop, Bishop Bamidele Oluwatoyin of the African Church, Nigeria, Osun here. So it's my pleasure having you in the studio this morning. You are welcome, sir.
Good morning, sir, and good morning, our viewers at home.
Sir, by the world meter, we say by July 16, 2022, the Nigeria total population is put at 216,561,537 as of July 16, 2022. And this is based on the data received by the United Nations. And in 2020, we are estimated to be 206,139,589. That is the mid-year data according to UN. So we are moving this way. How much preparation do we have for this population?
Well, number one is the population in Nigeria is growing at a rate that even the United Nations is not being sure of giving the accurate
data
projection.
Okay, projections, okay.
Because in 2020, what they were expecting that will be the population of Nigeria as of this year, we have already surpassed that.
Okay.
Now, in Nigeria, as the population is growing, and that is given the population, the number, the data that they have.
Okay.
In doing population census, or knowing the number of people in the nation, you cannot get all, except those who have registered or those who are very sincere in putting down their records. Now, when you have the records, then you can now project that what is going to be. So Nigeria population is growing at a very alarming rate, even though many people are still that are leaving the nation, the country, but the number keeps on increasing. And there is something we can do about it. We cannot stop it. No matter the level of poverty, no matter the level of preparedness, no matter the level of social amenities being provided, the population is still increasing. But if the population is properly done, I mean the census is properly done, you know those who are very dependent, those who are independent, and those who are useful amongst the independent, then we now know what to do as a nation. But the population is growing, it cannot be stopped. Some countries, like China in the years back, they have a policy that one couple, one child. Later, some other country made it one couple, two children. But now in Nigeria, there's no limitation for having children, and there's no limitation for having many wives. So
no limitation.
No limitation for except when you come to religious value in the Christian circle. But the other religion, they don't forbid having more wives. So the more wives people acquire, the more children.
Definitely, a woman will want to say, "Oh, I I will begat 4, I will begat 5 or 6.
Yes, and in Nigeria we have the mentality that if you don't have up to 2, 3, or 4 children, you have not gotten enough. That if you have only one, some countries, if you have only one child in your family, it's a pride. You follow it up. But in Nigeria or African nation as a whole, you want to have as many, because people believe that having more children is a kind of assurance for
It's
old
a
age.
pride.
But we have, and the thing as things are going, poverty in the country or the economic situation of the country, the insecurity in the country has not stopped people from having more wives, from having more children. So the population we have in Nigeria is increasing. Only that we need to really work on it so that the number of the population who are independent, who can be much more useful in the labor market, should be much more developed than those who are dependent, like the aged and the children.
Okay.
So, but the middle class who are independent should be increased, and they should get more education, they should get more works, so that the population will not suffer.
Okay, thank you very much. If you ask me, what is the template upon which I put my own family and population around me, I will say it's been determined by my own resources. Because I cannot say, because I'm a man, because I'm fertile, because my wife is fertile, and I start just breeding them like just
you have that mindset because you, number one, you're educated. Number two, you are matured.
Okay.
Number three, you know what you want. You are not being caged either by religious beliefs or by traditional beliefs. You know, religious beliefs at times, some religion believe that you must have more children. Not only, you know, in the secular one now, and some tradition believe that if you have 1 or 2 children and something is maybe you have a stopover, maybe you can no longer productive. So by our traditional belief and by some religious belief, people have more children. But I think in having a family, number one thing that should determine the size of any family is availability of resources to take care of those members of your family, the husband, the wife, and the children. But that doesn't mean that if you have the resources, you're a millionaire, you can now have at most as 6 children. Because taking care of children alone or family is not only about money. It's not about providing food. It's not providing about shelter or clothing, which are the basic necessities that the family must provide, or a nation, accommodation, security, and all the rest. But in making things work well, if you cannot handle more than 2 or 3 children, spiritually, maybe religious line as well, and you cannot handle more than 3, in making sure that you give them the sound moral education, the value system of society, they don't have more than the number you can have.
Now, as a nation, I'm a member, I'm a citizen of this country, and if I could come from such a background, I think it should translate to my outlook, to what I contribute to the nation. Yes. We should start talking about infrastructural provision. We should talk about job for this population. We should talk of the health care for this population. We should talk about educating this population. So I think as a nation, how much of this do we have on the table?
Well, I am afraid as a country, we have not even provided to the average needs of the citizens.
Okay.
In the sense that, you know, when you want to build a house, the quantity surveyors or those who are in charge will tell you the kind of, if it's 3-bedroom flats, they will project how many numbers of people that can live in that house, which will necessitate their projection on what they prepare for, the structure of the house, the texture of the house, how strong the house will be, and even the security system of that house, the electrical system of that house, the water system of that house, everything will be based on the projected number. Okay. If in that house, the projected number to live in that house is just maybe 10, and at the end, because of overpopulation or because of bringing other things on, and you are now more than 10 in that house, maybe you are 15, the facilities in that house will suffer.
They will be overstretched.
They will be overstretched, and the same thing, the man of the house also will be overstretched. Because there are some times that, or many times, parents, or let's say the father or the mother, or the breadwinner of the house, has more pressure on him to meet the demand. And there's this social or family pressure that if you cannot provide enough for your family, there's something is wrong with you, no matter how hardworking you are. So the more the population, the more the pressure on the amenities provided, the water provided, the electricity provided, the social security provided, everything that it's like using a car. Every car or every vehicle you have, they have told us, they will tell you the number of passengers you can carry.
You can carry.
So if it's a car and the highest number you can carry is 5, maybe 2 at the front and 3 at the back, and you are now overloading it with about 8 people or 10, which is happening. By that, every part of that car is in trouble. So the same thing, the population on the earth, yes, the heart is of the Lord and the fullness thereof, but in a particular area, it must be properly used. As I always say, that I don't believe that Nigeria is overcrowded.
Okay.
I mean overpopulated. We are not overpopulated. Only what the problem we have is overcrowding.
We occupy a space while other places are not being occupied.
If you are traveling in Southwest, you are traveling in the north, maybe by road or by air, you will see vast of land not being occupied by people. So we cannot say Nigeria is overpopulated, but we can say that we are overcrowded. And the facilities in that area where people are overcrowded, it will surely suffer. So Nigeria's system or the Nigerian government or those who are in charge of providing these necessary or basic amenities for survival of people should provide and project more. In a situation where you want to build a house and your mentality is that, okay, about 10 people will be living in this house, but at the end, you provide a facility that can cater for 15. It will prolong the life expectancy. It will make things work. People don't live under pressure. But what we have in Nigeria today is overcrowding, whereby the amenities and the facilities are being overstretched. And I think something can be done about it.
Something can be done on that. I still want to ask, looking at the data available, we have 2.64%. Nigeria is 2.64% of the total world population.
Yes.
And Nigeria is regarded as number 7. It ranks number 7 in the world population. Now, comparing this data to what is available elsewhere, like it borders on infrastructure as well, and we must talk of providing for the need of our youth, the people at the production level. Are we producing anything? Do we have means of production? Are we growing?
As much as many people may not understand this, but I want to say, I always say this, that Nigeria is more of consuming nation than producing.
The production,
nation.
okay.
And that is why we are having a problem. The population in Nigeria is not as much as that of China. Even America, if properly, census is properly done, is far ahead of Nigeria. But they've made those resources available. And that is where Nigerian Census and Population Commission has to really work. Not only telling us this is the number we have now, or not telling the nation that this is what we thought or our projection in the next 5 years will be here. No, they should not, it's not just not be on the number of people alone, but other departments, other parastatals should come around and see what can we do to make sure that we provide ahead for the needs of this. So the more youth we have today, and in Nigeria, unfortunately in Nigeria, that the independent group are very, very much more than the independent group. Those who depended on the people. I'm talking of the youth, of the children. I'm talking of the elderly ones. Talking of the sick, and those who are having one issue or the other. They are more than those who are actually working. And the problem is that though it is possible that one person can work for what 10 people can eat, is possible if there is work, if there are other things that can make things work. But the Nigerian nation needs to work, and those who are in charge of all these things must make sure that they provide what is needed. And what can we do is that not just giving people education, not just going to school for certificate's sake. Nigeria is supposed to diversify now, not only having the paper education, let our youth also have something as maybe plan B that can help them. Like somebody told me sometimes ago, and he said, if your only source of income is just only one source, and you are not thinking of investment or diversifying what you have, you may be working in a company, and the money you get can be invested in a business where you are not there, buying shares, that you must at least have 1 or 2 means of income. The government of Nigeria should make sure that the education system is overhauled. Like the idea of this 6334
Okay.
that they brought in. What they told everybody when they started was that 3 years will be for technical something, and you are not just going to have the brain knowledge alone, but you are also going to have technical knowledge about it. But find out what is happening today. Go to our technical schools, both at the maybe it's higher institution, whatever. It's been dwindling. The number is dwindling. Nobody wants to learn carpentry or tailoring or bricklaying. Everybody wants to make quick money, and that will surely have adverse effects on the country. So the government is supposed to come up, like some countries in the world. I know of a country, maybe I think Israel, whereby their youth is being engaged in military compulsorily. If you are a guy, if you are a boy, from the age of 12, 14, you must go into the military system, and you would go for your training for 3 years. If you are a lady or a girl, from the age of 13, 14, you must go to the military for 2 years training. So even if they are not going to serve as military officers, they have already gotten the background of military training that strengthen their muscle and their mentality. So I think the Nigerian country is supposed to work now to make sure that we project, not only projecting the number that what can be the population of Nigeria in the next 3, 4 years. No, they should go ahead. Since we know that, yes, Nigeria may increase with maybe 5% of what we have now in the next 2 or 3 years, the country should provide for more so that things can go around the way it should be.
Yeah, let's talk of education now. By February 14 this year, all universities are shut down. And here we are in July 20. It's only yesterday evening that the president was giving the Minister of Education a 2 weeks ultimatum to open universities. Now, there are some of these children in school that are saying, oh, maybe in the next 3 months I'll be out of school, in the next 4 months I'll be out of school. And coming out of school is going into another level of one's life, particularly production level. Now, let's talk of industries. Do we have any? We are saying we should diversify. Do they have equipment to work with? What are our projections? How helpful is our country to this larger population of our youth?
Nigeria is a very complex nation.
Complex?
Yes. The more you think that the common sense will work, the more you find it difficult. For example, now, the university that was closed since February, they've added more days to the torture of the students in the universities. And they have added more days or more period to their time of survival.
What of the parents?
And the parents, the agony on the parents. Some of these children, even they were in school, to learn easily was very difficult. Now they have been at home now for the past maybe 5 or 6 months. And you have added to their, some of them thought by now, many parents are suffering. Many parents are serious because some parents believe that some universities were writing exams when the school was closed. Now, by the parent thought, oh, I will not be paying hostel fee. I will not be paying, or I will not be giving. My children will have finished, or my child will have finished, and now maybe preparing to serve, maybe serving now, and all those things. And the government kept quiet for so long. That is my own understanding. Now that the president is giving the ultimatum, I hope that the Minister of Education will be able to do something in the next 2 weeks. But when those children are when they are coming out of the university, many of them, one of the major problems we have in Nigeria today is lack of respect for professionalism. And what do I mean by this? That you will see that somebody who studied accountancy may end up working maybe in one communication firm. Somebody who actually studied maybe communication art or whatever, you will see him working in a bank. What they have gone to university to study is not what they are now applying or working for. And that will surely affect the level of productivity. There is no way you have, even in the ministry, in the church, we see many people who are, maybe some are medical doctors, some are engineers, some are lawyers, and after some time, they say, oh, God called me. And you find them in ministry without going for the proper training in the college. Even Jesus himself trained his own disciples for 3 years, put them, as I always say, in industrial attachment for about 6 months. He sent them out, they brought the feedback. Before he left, he knew that, okay, they've acquired what they must acquire. But today, when you learn something and you are doing another thing without basic knowledge from it, it will affect the level of productivity. And the industry is not in Nigeria. Sometimes ago I checked, many companies that we used to boast of in Nigeria, in Lagos, maybe in Ikeja, they done up and all this, some of these big
They are
companies.
not there again.
They are no longer there. They've gone to another country.
Their buildings have become churches, auditorium.
The church, the building have become auditorium, either auditorium for films or for churches. And unfortunately, in Nigeria, we are so religious that our level of spirituality has reduced. People want the church, because being religious is not same as being spiritual.
Yeah.
Now, the issue of religiosity has now become so great that even what some religious, some groups, they don't, we are not used to, they have been doing it now, so that to win more. We are so much concerned about having more members, making sure that church has money, but forgetting what you must do. The church and other religious organizations are supposed to be the base to support what the society is doing to bring out the best. The government of our nation, of the country of Nigeria, must take a very bold step now. That not everybody will do white collar job. There are some that must go and do technical works that will make things work and pay them accordingly. Not that everybody, because in the Nigerian system today, as much as we're having more youth, most of those youth are becoming idle. And that's why they went into many different vices, many different bad works. And you see those what Yahoo is reigning. In Nigeria alone, I read one data of recent that Nigeria has maybe one of the highest number of Yahoo boys. And even things got worse that we now have Yahoo Mothers Association. Now we've gotten Yahoo Fathers Association. And you see a boy of 18 or 20, instead of that child to be in school or maybe learning, there's nothing. We cannot blame the government for everything. That is the truth. Some of the blames is being, the press should be blamed as well, and the children themselves, because if they know that their future is being affected, then they will do the right thing. So the government needs to not only having the population in Nigeria, but must also, as they project what will happen in the next 2-3 years, they should also make provision for those projections in excess. If you think Nigeria population is going to increase by 5% in the next 2 years, provide amenities that can accommodate increase of about 10%. When that is up, when that is being done, things will get better. And industries should be reopened. People should be allowed to go into businesses. Of recent, Nigeria, we are so desperate that any business that comes, if you are not careful, they will turn it to be another thing. For example, I'm sorry to use the example of the POS services that has given many people some works to do. But that thing is being used now for fraudulent acts. Nigeria has a way of getting rich quick syndrome. Getting rich quick syndrome. And that's the problem we're having today. So even though the government has its own problem, the family has a problem, and individuals also have the problem. I think if the education is improved, the labor also will be improved upon.
Okay. Now let's look at these items. Housing. How many are we in Nigeria? How many people are getting a place to hide their heads? Water. We have it everywhere, but we don't have water to drink. Everybody is providing his own bowl. And somebody somewhere, we were discussing it, that you have your own bowl, I have my own bowl, and by the time you are digging your own, you are going to the water level there, down. And it's affecting the structure of the heart. We are playing with quakes, road infrastructure. How many kilometers of road do we have that is commensurate with the number of the population we have? Schools, do you have enough? I think before now, we say we have 10-year rolling plan, 20-year rolling plan. When last did we have one in Nigeria? What are the contents?
One of my major issues in Nigeria is that we used to have Vision 2020,
2025.
In fact, we have one of 2060 now.
Okay.
But they are all ways of raising the hope of the people without getting anything out of it. Now, like I told a group of people in a program, I said, government of Nigeria has made every family or every man a government to himself. because what the government, the basic things that the government is supposed to provide are being provided by the individuals now. Ordinarily, the government is supposed to provide for the security, provide housing, provide water, provide security, and good roads. But you will find out that each family, you are now, if you don't provide it, you are the one suffering it. Now you see that somebody who is building the house now, instead of him to just erect the structure alone, even the government cannot provide the accommodation. If you provide, you should be able to tap to the, to the main grip of the nation main grip on electricity, on water, on security. But you must provide all. Even if the police are passing by or whatever new security outfit, you must get your own security in your house. Now, when we were growing up in the villages, there was nothing like fence.
No.
Now, before you even build the house now, you must put the fence.
With the fence.
And there is this mentality that you must make sure that the fence is high, there is barbed wire on it, there's then. Apart from that, you still get a night guard watching over you.
Okay.
You must have your own generator in your own house. So the government has really, really performed below, the demands of the people in providing social amenities. But I think this may not stop because, like we're talking about housing now, if we want anything to be improved upon, number one thing we need to do is to reorientate our people. Number one. Number two, to stop rural-urban migration. If you go to those rural areas, I was in one village in Osun State here, and the only water they had was the pumping one, the manual water.
Okay.
And that water is serving about 5 or 6 communities. And when I asked the question, help us thank the government to, they eventually remember us. Somebody went there and with the government, I'm talking about maybe this last year, and they had that local
and pump.
Yes, the manual bowl. But they said they used to go to far streams to get water. Now, and when you go to that area, sir, that area has one of the best production of pineapple and plantain in this state. And they are producing it. So the only time they can harvest is to harvest when the harvest is done. And then they will use the hair to move because of the bad road as well. Now, if we want people, if we don't want any of the amenities in the state, in the city, to be negatively affected, we need to go back to the rural areas. Give them good network roads. Now, for example, I have some friends, and I heard from them in overseas, that some will walk in it and they will travel for almost 1 hour or 2 hours in a train or tube, and they have to walk there and they will come back. 2 hours on the road, no traffic.
It's like going from here to Ogun State.
Ogun State. And they will still go to work and come back because the rail system is working, the water system is working, the road are very okay, and they will drive and say, when I asked the person, I said, how do you consider I even love it? That when we are inside the train or the tube, we can easily bring out our laptop, the Wi-Fi is there, you can even walk.
While in the tube.
And the more money you have, you enjoy. If you have good money, you go to a very good room where you'll be taken care of. You can have your lunch, you can have breakfast, you can have your dinner, get home and sleep. And I look at it, if you not to move from here now to, let's say you're going to Lagos. Lagos from Osogbo should be 3 hours, just like that. But you may spend 8 hours. Why? Because people migrated from the rural areas to the urban centers, and when they get to the urban centers or the cities, there is no amenities there. So what the little they have in the society too is being overused. One of the things we can do is that the government should make the rural area much more comfortable and attractive for people, so that those who wants to do agriculture or whatever, they can go there. And the government should provide some basic amenities, good roads, let them have water. And I want to say this, that the amenities we use in the city, we've overworked and overused them. Go to some villages, I have some churches under me in these states who can call those area villages.
Okay.
That when you get there, the voltage of the electricity there, at times I will be joking with them. I said, look, you people, you don't need electricity. We that we need electricity in the city, we are not using it. What are you using this? Because they don't use fridge, no freezer. They don't use all this iron. All those big equipment that can consume electricity, they don't. And the only thing they use the light for is just to illuminate. See. And if they have TV, they have the time to on the TV, because they will go to farm and they come back. Some of them go to farm with their transistor radio. So the government is supposed to make For example, now if somebody is having an office in Ibadan and the roads are very good, they are trying to do that now, and maybe there is a rail system that is very good, many will be working in Ibadan conveniently, and then they stay in Oshogbo.
Somebody was talking about somebody living in Owodede and working at Otaifun. I said, what is that distance? That's no distance.
That's not at all.
That's no distance.
But the traffic
is another wahala. If you must go to Otaifun and passing through Ibono on a Tuesday, you must go very, very early before marketers are there on the streets. And unnecessary traffic jam.
That is born even on our own discipline as people.
Okay.
You know, the government, even when the government provides some of these amenities, how disciplined are the users of those amenities? For example, now,
like so you are not talking of the government now. You are talking about the people.
About ourselves. Even yes, the government is not providing as much as specific.
Okay, the little that have been provided.
The little they are provided.
And when are we using them?
We are not using them properly. We are not disciplined. For example, now if you are coming from, let's use Oshogbo as an example, you are from Owodede and you are coming to Taifun, there is a road, this from grammar school area.
Okay, that bridge.
That bridge, take that place.
You can bust out at
you can bypass. But people don't really like to diversify. You can use the ring road.
Okay, coming by the west.
But people at times wants to go through that place, and the discipline level is very, very low. And that's one of the major issues we're having today in Nigeria, that even those things, when they are provided, people don't.
How well are we using them?
How well are we using them? People don't comply with them.
Okay.
And another problem we have with this population and the amenities is that many people believe that I am better than others. For example, now I heard in some countries, I've seen it in some advanced countries, that even if you have 3 cars in your house, once there is another maybe bus or train that can take you, you park your car, you join the public transport to where you are going to. But at times in Nigeria, we like to show off that I am this, I am that, I can do that. And doing that is making things difficult. I know of a country where they ban some areas that you cannot ride bicycle, and you cannot even ride your car. You must go by bicycle. Either you go by the normal bicycle or you trek, because of the emission. Okay. You know, this room and all the rest, and people comply with it. So government has their own problem. We people also have our own problem, and except we come together to harness the population, if you don't do it properly, sir, we may not get the necessary development that we must get. And I want to have this, that it is not the number of the population that really matters. It is what those population can do. Going to the Bible at times, you know, that's my own.
That's your area.
You know, there was a time there was going to be a battle, and God told Gideon to gather, you know, people are going to fight the battle, or Joshua also, and 32,000 came. And God said, 32,000 army. And God said, this they are too much. Tell them, those who are afraid, they should go back home. Those who are very afraid that they don't want to die now. And Bible says 10,000 left, remaining 22,000. And God said, my servant, these people, they are still too much. Take them for a test. Whosoever will go on their knees to drink the water, you know, putting their mouth inside the water, set them apart. And those who will go, who just stand and use their hand to get the water, put them aside. Out of 22,000, only 300 was standing to use their hands to get the water. And God said, those are the people that are prepared. Because those who are on their knees,
talking about their stability.
Their stability. Those who are on their knees with their hands on the floor and dip their mouth into the water. If enemy is coming, the enemy will get them there. Before they stand up and all the rest, they are gone. But those who are standing and they are using their hands to get the water, they are at alert. They are on your set. The next thing is good. God said, out of 32,000, only 300 was qualified.
Found qualified.
And God went ahead with them, and the battle was won. Which means, that's why in the country today, I always tell people that the top is not crowded. Only the bottom is crowded. In Nigeria today, we have only one president. In Australia, we have only one governor. But many councillors.
So what you are saying now is we must intensify in our training.
And our training, and we must go into what we call capacity building, whereby even if we have the little one, they can be able to do work. And thank God for technology. Thank God for technology. Like I told somebody, I said, when I was doing the history of Bible, how Bible was, well, how we got our Bible, and how that in the olden days, when they started translating the Bible, about 40 people or more than that. There's a Bible called Septuagint Bible, where about 70 people came together to translate the Bible.
Okay.
And when they were doing that, if they make mistake, they will have to, they can, when they mistake about the name of God, they cannot cancel it. They only underline and go to another one. Now, with all those technicality, 70 of them may not be able to write more than one Bible or two in a year. But today, if you have money, you can print millions of copies of the Bible in a day.
In an hour.
In an hour. The photocopier is there. So people must be able to maximize the importance and the usefulness of technology. If we do that, many people on the road have no business.
So you are saying this to individuals, and you are saying the same thing to the government.
To the government. The government should provide what is being needed for people of the population to enjoy, and not only to enjoy, to survive. And when the government has done this, we too can complement the government and use properly what both the government and we ourselves, what we provided. Like for example, in the olden days where you have public tap, some people will just on the tap and the water will
be wasted.
Now, to find out today, to those who have borehole, even though they are using electricity to pump the water, some still use, waste the water too. So our discipline must be improved upon, and the independent group should be well equipped. And how do you do that? The positively independent group, the positive independent group, they are the children who are still coming, the youth, should be properly harnessed, properly trained, and properly used. The negative independent group, the independent group
can be reoriented.
Can be reoriented. Don't just throw them away. Like I told somebody, if somebody retires at 60, he is still very active. You can still do one or two things to support them, or for that person also to support the nation. Like somebody told me that when you are 60, you must retire in one area. I said, what of our leaders in the nation today? Somebody was telling me that the president of Nigeria is about 70. I said, go to America. How old is the president of America?
76.
So it depends on how we have been equipped from the foundation. The Bible says, if the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? So part of our foundation is to have proper education, proper orientation, proper provision by the government. We too should be able to use it well.
Thank you very much, sir, for coming on the program today. And to our people out there, you've been told that government, it's coming into governance is calling for responsibility from our leaders. And when you are there, you do the needful. And as individuals, as citizens of our nation, we need to reorientate ourselves. We need to discipline ourselves. As family members, we need to be disciplined so that what government has provided, we use it reasonably well so that we can move from where we are today. And we have talked about the falsification here this morning. Don't let us depend solely on oil. Yeah. Thank God something happened yesterday that the NNPC now becomes a limited liability company, and it's not a matter of paying money into the federation account again. And these and so many other things will be coming as we continue to develop. We need development.
We need it.
So Nigeria is planning for another census. As we plan, let us include so many things. Let's have
not
supervision.
Not just the number.
Not just the number.
Quality number, good supervision, and good accurate records.
Okay.
And then we now provide for that projected figure we are thinking about. Not just having the figure alone, we must provide what is being needed to make sure that we take care of the population.
A healthy nation will be productive.
Very, very productive.
A healthy mind will be productive. A trained mind will be productive.
Yes.
These are the indices that talks well about the census or the population of a nation. Thank you for coming on the program today, sir.
It's a pleasure, sir.
You've been listening to the voice of Bishop Bamidele Oluwatoyin. We appreciate you.
Thank you,
The
sir.
Director General sent his greetings. On behalf of my colleagues in the studio, I say a very big thank you to you as well. And I'm thanking the producer of the program, Olushola Ogunleye, the cameraman, the person at the VTR, the person at the TriCaster, and the graphics. I say a very big thank you to everyone. Until another time when I shall be coming your way, I say good morning to you all. Bye-bye.
need to borrow examples
Okay.
from our
All right. Now let's see this related story. NNPC Limited will guarantee Nigeria's energy security, says Buhari.
if it's effectively wrong.
Okay. Okay. Now let's go to the Daily Trust newspaper. Federal government also disagreed as Buhari direct end to strike in 2 weeks.
Yes, because what ASU is simply saying is append your signature
Okay.
to the agreement and implement it, and then ASU strike will end immediately.
Okay.
So until that is done,
Okay.
the strike will remain on beyond the next 2 weeks, and then NLC and other unions are also threatening to join the strike, which will definitely spell doom for Nigeria.
Okay. Let's see this story from the national economy relating to NNPC. New NNPC must be run efficiently to succeed, coming from the stakeholders.
That is exactly what I just said. It must be run effectively and efficiently.
Okay, let's move to the Punch newspaper. Oshunpol Tribunal, Oyetola pencils 50 lawyers, APC, Adeleke trade wars.
Well, it is the right of the incumbent governor to approach the tribunal. So, if he has his facts and figures available, why not? I do not see reasons why they should be trading words. They should meet themselves at the tribunal.
Okay. Okay. Now, okay, let's go to the nation newspapers now. Now, this ASU related story, but from another angle. ASU, Buhari orders Ngige to hands off negotiation.
Yes, because ASU believes that Ngige is not neutral and has not been fair to ASU. So I think it's a good development if the president has asked him to hands off the negotiation so that neutral people can handle it, so that ASU will know that the government is truly sincere about and is committed to putting an end, finding a lasting solution to incessant strikes in the tertiary institutions, because this one should not concern only ASU, NASU, SANU and other unions in the tertiary institutions. All the issues should be addressed once and for all, so that students going into any of the public tertiary institutions will be able to determine when they will graduate, so that the children of the poor will not be left at home, while the children of the rich who can afford to go to private universities will continue their education undisturbed.
All right, let's see this story from the Daily Sun. Buhari gives Adamu 2 weeks to end ASU strike. Anyway, that has been addressed. APC unveils Tinubu's running mate Shetima today.
I wish them good luck. I think it's been long overdue. It was slated for an earlier date, which was then postponed.
Okay.
So if he's to be unveiled, he should unveil him and let us know who he is and what he has to offer Nigeria.
Okay. Let's see this story also from the same newspaper. Adeboye denies endorsing Tinubu stand by Khan's directive.
Yes, Pastor Adeboye, Christian Redeemed Church, is a member of Khan. So whatever the body is saying is binding on all members, whether he believes it or not.
Okay, now let's see this story. Government, security agencies have failed to secure Nigerians. That's coming from Masari.
The solution to the insecurity problem is not only with the security agencies, not only military.
Okay.
The government has a role to play.
Okay.
The military has a role to play.
Okay.
We, the citizens of the country, have a great role to play.
Okay.
If we take our security seriously, we will address the issue of insecurity, because these criminals live in our midst.
Yes.
These criminals are our family members. These criminals are members of our towns. We know them. They are in our churches. They are in our mosques. They are even within the traditional religious faith. We know them. Are we giving adequate information to the security agencies to work with? And then, do we have the security agencies giving us reasons to trust them with information? Then the government has a duty to provide everything that is required to prosecute the war against criminals. These criminals, if not that some people raised alarm about the wanted bandits that was banned by an emir in Zamfara, would we have known? How would I have known? And that turbaning was attended by thousands of his followers, other bandits like him. But it's a good thing. I want to commend the governor of the state for acting, for being reactive to the report. He suspended the emir immediately. But as the bandits been arrested, that is where there are serious issues that we are not addressing in this country. People profess to be Christians, Muslims, or traditional just faithful, without being faithful to the tenets of the religions they claim they profess. They do things without fear of God. All these criminals are either Muslims or Christians. We know them. But because of our religious affinity, because of our ethnic affinity, we cover them up. Because of the things we benefit from them, we keep quiet instead of exposing them. And then sometimes, I feel, yes, there might be justification for citizens not providing information. Because sometimes you provide information. How is that information utilized? And is it not at the expense of the safety, the life of the person that has made the information, that has provided the information? These are some of the things that is also discouraging citizens from speaking up. There must be an avenue for providing information without the identity of the person providing the information being known. And then government and the security agencies must be seen to be serious, but about fighting insecurity. But the problem with corruption, corruption has become endemic in our nature. So because of monetary gains, material gains, people keep quiet. Those who should speak and act are not doing what they are supposed to do. They are the ones protecting the criminals. Religious organizations must emphasize the importance of character. Character. God does not need our money. It's not about giving God money. Who are you? It is your character that is important to God. Do you represent God wherever you go? Late Archbishop Desmond Tutu says the little we do when added up is what makes the difference in the world. Do you seek out on daily basis to do good for ordinary people who cannot repay the good that you have done, or you daily seek for your own good alone? If everybody is seeking for the common good of the society, the level of insecurity will fall drastically.
Okay, let's see this related story. Turban Zamfara bandits leader on our watch list coming from the police.
And were they not at the turbaning? Were they not aware of the turbaning ceremony? What did they do? Was the governor also aware that he was on the watch list? So that was why I didn't use the word proactive.
Okay.
I deliberately used the word reactive.
Okay.
Because if nobody had spoken, it would have gone. The turbaning would have stayed. And it's the same thing. It's not the only one. We have obas making criminals, giving chieftaincy title out to criminals. Because honoring them for being criminals and rebranding them as philanthropists. So these are the reasons why insecurity has remained with us. Our religious organizations also honor them because of the money they bring to church. They take to the mosque. They give out during traditional religious festivals. They are honored. They have now become the role models, the role model to the youth. When you make a criminal, you give a criminal the title of a leadership position in the society. What are you saying? When they are the ones worshipped, honored, and respected in our religious organizations, what are we telling the other followers? When we look down on those who do not have, because they have refused to soil their hands, when we do not honor them, when we do not celebrate them, because they do not have, but they have good character because they have the fear of God. What are we asking for?
Okay, let's see this story. Airline operators demand immediate removal of 5% fuel surcharge.
I think it should be done if airfare should not go up, because we all know that the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine has made a mess of the global economy, especially as it relates to fuels. Nigeria is an oil-producing country, but we are not refining it here, which is what is making life miserable for us. And that is why Nigeria has become the headquarter of poverty in the world. And that is why the inflationary trend is rising on daily basis. People can no longer afford the basic things of life. Because these things, the cost of moving even farm products are affected by the rising cost of transportation. The cost of transportation is impacted by the rising cost of fuel. We depend on importation of refined oil. We lose the opportunity of creating employment for Nigerians. And then we also lose the opportunity of utilizing the byproducts of refined crude oil. So we are losing on all ends. Poverty is rising, criminality is rising, and nothing is falling.
Okay, let's see this story quickly before we round it up for today. Food price inflation may drive more Nigerians into poverty. Federal government raises alarm.
Why? They should not just raise alarm, they should address the situation. I just said it now. The rising cost of transportation. And the cost of transportation is rising on daily basis. So the cost of these things are also rising beyond the reach of many Nigerians. Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world. So what are we going to become?
Okay.
So the situation should be properly addressed. We do not have public transport system to cushion the effects of the rising cost. We do not, the roads to the rural areas where farm products are produced are bad. We always concentrate on the urban centers, leaving the rural areas, forgetting about them. So it makes transporting those agricultural products from those rural areas difficult. The rising cost of fuel, the rising cost of maintenance of those vehicles that apply those bad routes. It's also impacting the cost. It's also making it, it has also created the need for the increase in the price of those products.
All right. Yeah, Citizen Lola, I appreciate your coming on the program for today. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Viewers at home, this is where we are going to end up the program for today. Join my colleagues tomorrow for a new edition of the program. Until tomorrow, I am Kayode Adebayo. Bye-bye.